Good evening, I'm Nisa. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, Edmonton elects its newest mayor. Andrew Knack is slated to take over the city's top job. Plus, long lines and slow results. What's to blame for the delays at polling stations and tabulating votes? And fireworks are the cause of a fire that badly damaged 2 homes in Milwoods.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Nariman Issa.
We have a new mayor-elect in Edmonton. Andrew Knack will lead Edmonton for the next 4 years. Knack's main rival, Tim Cartmel, conceded late this afternoon. Now, with the hand count of the ballots, results are still coming in, but here's a look at the latest numbers with more than 80% of polls reporting. Knack is leading by just over 15,000 votes. Now, Andrew Knack gave a speech to supporters and media just a couple of hours ago at his campaign headquarters, and that is where we find CTV's Jeremy Thompson. And Jeremy, what was Knack's reaction when hearing the news?
Yeah, I mean, it's just elation for Andrew Knack. He's done a hard campaign here, and he made his victory speech flanked by his parents, Richard and Margaret, after, it's been quite a year for Knack as well. He just, last September, he was saying he was going to step away from city politics, and now he's heading back to City Hall with more responsibility than ever as Edmonton's mayor. And during that speech, he attempted to explain why his campaign succeeded despite a major fundraising disparity.
Be in front of Edmontonians in as many different ways as possible, but it's that face-to-face, it's that over the phone, it's the replying directly to emails. That's how we did this, and it was such an incredible team effort. Be a beacon of kindness.
Fundraising numbers for a few weeks, but Knack's main rival, Tim Cartmel, raised at least 5 times as much money as Knack did. The mayor-elect says his priority is to sit down with the new city council as soon as possible to discuss a shared vision to tackle major issues they heard about at the doors, like safety, affordability, and keeping up with population growth. Knack is also pledging to work with the provincial government to find common ground, though he says he will be more outspoken about issues with the province than Amarjeet Sohi was if he feels Edmontonians aren't being heard. A fellow incumbent, Michael Jans, appears to have secured his seat on council in Ward Papasteo. Both he and Knack say Edmontonians sent a message to the province in this election.
It was a rejection of the parties. It was a rejection of the big money. I think it was a rejection of Danielle Smith and the UCP. I think people saw this as a way that the Premier was trying to get her tentacles into Edmonton, and just like she's been messing with the teachers and messing with healthcare, people did not want her messing with City Hall.
Cartmel did concede defeat to Andrew Knack this afternoon around 2 o'clock. Results were still coming in as they continue to come in now, but Knack had been holding firm at around 38% of the vote basically all morning. In his concession statement, Cartmel thanked his own campaign team as well as all of his Better Edmonton Party candidates, saying in part, "We brought forward ideas rooted in common sense, accountability, and collaboration, believed city politics could be better, and we did our best to stop the division on council." Of course, he went on to congratulate Andrew Knack on his victory.
All right, thank you, Jeremy Thompson, reporting live for us tonight. Now, Edmonton City Council is trending towards mostly incumbents with a few new faces. In Ward Ipikokini-Piotsi, incumbent Jennifer Rice is trailing behind John Morgan. Now, 3 wards didn't have an incumbent running. In Nakota Iska, Reed Clark is in the lead. In Peheswin, Michael Elliott is currently leading. And in Ward CP-Winniwak, Daryl Friesen is ahead in the polls. To our neighbors to the south, if the unofficial results hold, Calgary's new mayor will be Jeremy Farkas. Farkas was a councillor for 4 years before making an unsuccessful mayoral bid last municipal election. This is the first time in 45 years the incumbent mayor in Calgary has been defeated. One day after Edmontonians went to the polls, many are venting their frustration over the process. Some experts agree, saying long wait times and delayed results are unacceptable. What should be done about it depends on who you ask. CTV's Connor Hogg has more.
At many polling stations in Edmonton, the lines were long. And And 1 day later, results are significantly slower than what many are used to. It's a process voters and candidates agree needs to change.
A little frustrating that it took them till 7:30 to kind of get everybody pointing in the right direction.
Last fall, the provincial government banned machines to count ballots. All municipalities had to count by hand. In a statement, Edmonton Elections says multiple factors impacted both voting and counting of ballots. It lists a labor shortage, power outages, and other technology issues.
When you see voter turnout as low as it is, and then to see our election system can't even accommodate low voter turnout, this is a democratic crisis.
Pollster and political commentator Janet Brown says the delays could discourage people from voting in the future. She says blame should fall on both levels of government.
At this point, without more information, I'm inclined to be mad at the cities over the collection, and I'm inclined to be mad at the province over the counting.
We see all across Canada and increasingly across the Western jurisdictions a group of people that want to make sure that we don't have questions in terms of whether or not the vote was legitimate.
Provincial Minister of Municipal Affairs Dan Williams says hand-counted ballots are the gold standard of elections at every level of government, and that the province wants to work with municipalities to improve the process.
I think that municipal officials running these elections are professionals, and where we need to tweak the process to make sure that they understand what's asked of them in advance, to make sure that they don't have labor shortages, to make sure that they're there to meet the requirements set out in law over a year in advance for them.
Alberta municipalities called for a review of the election process Tuesday. Williams says that the province will be conducting its own review, with additional legislation a possibility. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
A Leduc man charged in June with child pornography and luring is facing additional charges. In June, police say 6 girls reported being contacted by a man through Snapchat and sexually assaulted and exploited in person. Later that month, police arrested Campbell Ferguson and laid 27 charges. Since then, 23 more girls have come forward and 86 more charges have been laid against Ferguson.
He has remained in custody on those original 27 charges to this date. So when we're adding charges that total 113, it would be my hope and my expectation that he does not receive bail.
Now, police believe there may be other victims. Anyone with information is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Alberta's police watchdog has cleared multiple officers who fired at a man at the Sherritt Park RCMP detachment earlier this year. In late July, RCMP officers saw a man walking around the detachment parking lot with what appeared to be a gun. 4 officers shot at the man, injuring him. It was later determined he was holding a BB gun. The Alberta Serious Incident Response Team released its report into the shooting today. It found the man pointed the fake gun at officers and later told investigators he wanted to be shot. ACERT concluded officers responded to the threat reasonably. Charges have been laid after 2 homes were badly damaged in a fire last night in Milwoods. Police say it was caused by fireworks. The call came in around 8:30 near 25th Avenue and 24th Street. No one was hurt and the fire was out by 10. 3 men were charged with arson for recklessly causing damage by fire or explosion. The homeowner of one of the damaged homes says he was worried about the fireworks being set off.
Fireworks are going off in the neighborhood. It has to stop.
Fireworks are illegal in Edmonton without a permit. Jasper National Park is still learning from the unprecedented wildfire that ripped through the town last summer. 2 reports were released today. The first was a forensic investigation into the fire itself. It looked at the impacts of drought, topography, the pine beetle outbreak, and changing climate. Officials say it highlighted the fire risk reduction measures done in the decades leading up to the fire, which played a significant role in their ability to save 70% of the town. The second report looked at the fire behavior in the town site itself. It suggested that combustible roof material and proximity of homes were factors in the spread.
Moving forward, this will contribute to a better understanding of our rebuilding needs in town, the fuel treatment around town and the fire smarting in town. They are important, and they played a significant role in contributing to lessening the impact of last year's events. So we need to further those efforts. We need to continue on that path.
Further fire risk reduction measures are in the works. Park officials say the lessons learned from Jasper's wildfire reports are helpful in other communities across the country. All right, Josh Clausen joining us. First look at weather. You warned us that the wind was going to be picking up today, and during my lunch, I noticed it was starting to slowly pick up.
Yeah, gusts to about 40 kilometers per hour through most of this afternoon, although in the last half hour or so, they've started to drop off again, and it should be a fairly calm evening and overnight period. I think the gusts are going to come back tomorrow, though, through the afternoon hours. We're at 14 degrees. That's our daytime high and our current temperature. Still a little breezier there outside of the city at the airports. 14 degrees and wind out of the northwest around 20 kilometers per hour at the Villeneuve and International airports. 3 degrees this morning, 2 degrees above average, and that high of 14 puts us 4 degrees above average. And it gets even warmer over the next couple of days. By Friday, we'll be close to 20 for a daytime high. We'll get into that in a little more detail in a couple minutes. But first, let's take a look outside with the CTV drone. And yeah, there's a few clouds kind of kicking around outside right now. It's been sunny with a few clouds through most of the day today. Certainly nothing you would categorize as overcast. And I think in the coming days, to go along with those warmer temperatures, we'll see way more sunshine than cloud cover. So there's that little bit of cloud sliding through. This will move out. We'll get some clearing through this evening and overnight tonight. Temperatures will drop to about -1 or -2 tomorrow morning. So we've had some frost-free mornings the past couple of days. May not be the case tomorrow. By lunchtime, should be back into the 10 or 11 degree range, and the gusts will return. Gusts in the 30 to 40 kilometer per hour territory right through the afternoon, and a little warmer than today, up to about 15 degrees. As we said, close to 20 on Friday. We'll show you that with the 5-day forecast later in the show.
Thank you, Josh. Well, still ahead, striking out ticket scams. Buyer beware when it comes to purchasing World Series tickets.
I just lost that money, and I don't want other people to have to go through that too. So just be careful.
Brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
A poll conducted for the union representing RCMP members shows most respondents are against Alberta replacing the national force. Polaris Strategic Insights conducted the survey in August for the National Police Federation. It found 81% of respondents agreed the province has more important priorities than changing who polices local communities. The survey suggests 76% of Albertans in RCMP-served areas are satisfied with their policing. 71% say the public has not been properly consulted about replacing the RCMP. The poll surveyed 1,200 Albertans with a margin of error of 2.8%. Canada's inflation rate increased to 2.4% in September. That means the focus is now on the Bank of Canada and its next interest rate decision later this month. Statistics Canada says the consumer price index rose due to a mixture of smaller drops in the price of gasoline and a 4% increase in food prices. Many economists are expecting the central bank to cut its prime rate by 1/4 point on October 29th. Local baseball fans may be okay with paying high ticket prices to the World Series after the Toronto Blue Jays made it last night for the first time in more than 30 years. Now, if you want tickets, they'll cost you thousands of dollars. And be careful because ticket scams have begun. CTV's Pat Foran has more.
And a swing and a fly ball to left field. As the Toronto Blue Jays get ready to take on the Los Angeles Dodgers, at one point this morning, there were 235,000 fans online trying to purchase tickets. They sold out in about 30 minutes. Cadence Bunky of Toronto was one of the lucky fans.
Once I got through, there were not that many tickets left already. A lot of them were resale.
Bunky was able to buy 2 seats in the 500 level for $500 each, and 2 in the 200 level were $750 per ticket.
I was shocked by the face value when I got through. I was like, that's a lot, but everyone was messaging me that they couldn't even get through the queue, so I figured, well, I better buy these.
I just wanted to go by myself. because I'm such a massive Jays fan.
Taylor Belford was scammed trying to buy a single Jays ticket through a Facebook group. It was for Game 6 of the Jays and Seattle Mariners at $150 for a ticket in the 200 level. She says it seemed like a bargain, but the seller claimed they couldn't go and didn't want the seat to be wasted.
It was, again, somebody supposedly that had tickets that wasn't going to be able to go, that didn't really care about the money.
After she transferred the money, the seller said he couldn't separate two tickets and told her to send another $150. When she asked for a refund, she says it was clear she had been scammed.
I just lost that money, and I don't want other people to have to go through that too, so just be careful.
Tickets are now selling on the secondary market. On Ticketmaster, 500 level tickets are selling for $2,000 to $3,000. The price jumps to $7,500 in Section 115. If you wanted to be closer to the action, you could pay almost $20,000 for two tickets. Over on StubHub, prices were about the same, if not more. You may find tickets cheaper, but be cautious if you see deals on social media. Chances are they're a scam.
I think they want to keep this Facebook group open to keep scamming people.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Still to come, providing laughs and exposure. A new comedy show is giving lesser-known comedians the spotlight.
We're letting you see the stars we have in our city and then putting them out to the world.
Diversity, inclusion, and laughter. Edmonton-based comedian Sterling Scott cut his comedy teeth on Canada's Got Talent in 2024. Now, he will be taping a special at this week's Color Me Comedy Festival. The festival also includes specialty shows such as Color Me Hilarious, that features female comics, and Color Me Bastos, that highlights Filipino comedians. Scott says the goal is to provide exposure to performers who might not get it through traditional channels.
We're letting you see the stars we have in our city and then putting them out to the world by using our funds to film and produce TV-level performances that which each entertainer could then use to promote themselves in festivals, YouTube, social media, so that they can grow their audience as well.
The festival runs Thursday through Saturday across multiple venues, including the Orange Hub. For more information, head to ctvnewsedmonton.ca and click on news links. All right, Joshy, let's talk about this weather. No funny business when it comes to the weather. We're actually above average.
There's
nothing going on right now.
It is kind of boring, to be honest.
Sometimes you need that.
I'm stretching all the way to Sunday, where maybe things get a little interesting. We'll talk about that in a moment. There's a look outside right now. River Valley Skycam. It's brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right, it's free. 14 degrees, which is the current and daytime high. Sunny with a few clouds out there right now. Red Deer's at 14 as well. It's 8 in Fort McMurray and 11 in Grand Prairie, where gusts earlier today were up over 70 kilometers per hour. Right now it's about 30 gusting to 50. You see we've lost the gusts in the last little bit here in Edmonton. Still a little gusty though in east central Alberta. And the wind will stay light through this evening and then come back around lunchtime tomorrow and through the afternoon hours. Cloudier skies across the north, just a bit of patchy cloud cover pushing through the Edmonton region. But as we mentioned earlier, that will clear out fairly quickly, and we'll be under mainly sunny skies to start the day tomorrow. Sunshine through most of the afternoon, and then late in the day tomorrow, you get a little bit of increase in cloud cover, maybe a couple scattered showers here in parts of northwestern Alberta Wednesday evening. Clouds may linger into Thursday morning, but for most of the day Thursday, we're under mainly sunny skies, at least here in the Edmonton area and off to the east and south. Again, in the northwest, you have a chance of some late day hit and miss showers on Thursday. Temperatures will get into the mid-teens tomorrow. Mid to upper teens, it looks like Thursday, and then close to 20 on Friday. But tomorrow morning, it'll be a frosty start across the province. Somewhere in the 0 to -5 range for most of central and northern Alberta. Get to about 8 degrees in Fort McMurray, 12 Cold Lake and Lac La Biche, 12 or 13 with some increasing afternoon cloud cover across the northwest. Jasper gets to around 12 degrees. Red Deer into the low to mid-teens for a daytime high tomorrow. Take a look at the next 24 hours. Light wind, 9 p.m., midnight, 8 a.m. Skies stay pretty clear. Temperatures slipping just below the freezing mark. And then around 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon should hit 15. But wind will be a factor once again. Gusts to about 30 or 40 kilometers per hour. And that'll probably last right through into the evening hours before dying down for the daytime hours Thursday and Friday. It looks much calmer to go along with the sunshine and the warm temperatures. 16 or 17 Thursday, 18 or 19 for a high Friday. That'll be the warmest day this week. It might be the last time we're close to 20, as temperatures do look cooler next week. There's Saturday, Sunday, some increasing clouds Saturday, and then a chance of showers on Sunday with a high of about 7 degrees. There is some uncertainty with the timing on those showers. Could be as early as Saturday night. Could hold off until Sunday afternoon. So we'll try and nail that down in the coming days. But I do think at some point late Saturday or through the day Sunday, we'll see at least some showers. Parts of northern Alberta could see some snow on Sunday. 6 to 8 degree range for daytime highs Monday, Tuesday through the end of next week. There's a chance we get maybe back to 10. Maybe there's one double-digit day next week. But for the most part, looks like that last 5 or 6 days of October should be in the 5 to 10 degree range. So enjoy the teen temperatures over the next few days.
Thank you, Josh. Well, when we return, an Edmonton Community Hub gets a statement-making mural meant to share a message.
We also believe that it puts it right out there to the community exactly what it is that we believe.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Coming up Wednesday on Your Morning, we help you prepare for spooky season, costume inspiration, your best decorations, and all the latest contests in our ultimate trick-or-treat candy bracket.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
A 20-year-old from Calgary has won silver at the International Frederic Chopin Piano Competition. Kevin Chen was one of 5 Canadians competing. American Eric Liu won the gold medal, which comes with a cash prize of just under $100,000. The nearly 100-year-old event was inspired by the Olympic Games and is named after the famed Polish composer. A Northwest Community Hub now has a piece of local art that makes it stand out. Kirk Center celebrated its new mural today. The Community Hub commissioned a local artist who has done work around the world. The center says it wanted something that reflects its mission of being an open, welcome, and inclusive space connected to the community.
We also believe that it puts it right out there to the community exactly what it is that we believe, and that is in all the colors that make up this community, make up West Edmonton as well as Edmonton on a whole.
I like to blend realism with pop art features as well as abstract, which is not a very traditional way of painting murals, one, and doing art, two. What I represent is difference, community, diversity, togetherness.
Now, the artist says his mural also made sure to respect the brickwork on the building. Well, that's our show for this evening. Thank you for watching. CTV National News is next.